야트 난 그때 니도 하드 신다 때 히기 아도 원데 다시니 히나는시다 할로도 아신도 온다 알때 셰야디 코데 샤하와나 마즈트 난스타도 코코데 나스타호 요 알레 نصحل كيستو هاد إلى بنات نشتكي جنزنله أكون تهودي شاهو يا أغا بهان الشاد إدو تابع تزه إش إنله. So here I am at my Hogan, and I just wanted to use my behan chad, the carder, and show you I've been picking the wool. Picking wool, and when you stretch it, it makes it cleaner where all the fibers fall off. Not the fibers, but sand and whatever. Particles, yeah. And so sometimes when I come home, I'll just sit here, and I feel like when I work with the tools that my grandmother used, it really brings me closer to her, my mother. They're both gone now, and so when I want to feel close to my loved ones that used to do the art of wool work, I always use these tools, and I feel like it's always something that calms me, and it's very therapeutic for me. And so here's some that I've already done. I will do just one more, and then I'll show you without the spindle how you can still spin. The wool is kind of like a preparation for the spindle, but this would be done by hand. So one more carding. Handel chad wale. The bebera handel chad wale. For you newcomers or someone that wants to learn how to card, this is how you do it. And I have these tools with me all the time, even if I were to make a trip out of state, and if I'm going to be in a hotel, I don't have the energy to go out of town and have a party. So I stay home, I stay in the room and do these. And so Grandma would always have me do this part, and a little moisture, and then you just roll it on your stomach or on your knees like this, very gently, and you begin to fluff it up. And you don't have to make it a tight spin. This is about how much I'm going to do, and then I'm going to keep it like this and just lightly do the spindle work, because I'm going to try to do a saddle blanket. And so I wind it on my hand like this. That will start the ball, and then you go on to the next one. Stretch nice and lightly. Probably just 2 sessions of spinning like this. And now take the first wind and you just keep adding like this. You keep adding. This is a great project to do with family. Maybe you practice a family night, or just a time to be together, which is probably encouraged. This was what our people did. This is how the young kids back in the day would sit with their elders and help. They didn't have Xboxes. They didn't have phones. This was a very therapeutic and fun time to spend with your elders as you took part in helping. Because once this was done and a finished product came out of it, that saddle blanket could be sold to a rancher that loves Navajo saddle blankets. And so back in those days, Jinnah, the children, Ehut Ashi, Adle, Abadla Yeda Itis, Guyana Kinde, Juk Adeyan Halchinet da, Na Al Kidedo, Nchebehane, Adon Late, Na Ne, Dal Kididage, Nahaz Ta, the Quigoshi, Heda Il Kid. Ako Ashi Niche Init Ego, Aniche Init Zingo. What Alcheniana Hadosh, Al Nitzen go she ein hin hohal ni don hasla di ko has age to a deep not hint Alchena da she ye be nache bin zel do hot on sekheso na den trako kot another wo she ha shin za that the halji ako di ko wana must be ye ya njone go hodes ye go has Ado bat hego, ado bahon ego, on latte. Oh, the Daniel leads up. The honne angel go honnes, as a god, quite a guessy ke. A call what ego she that must do. Ado she a yabe dize. A aj nana bana haljish. A call the other quee a shla. I just made just a few here, just so that I won't have a long video showing, because it does take a lot of memory and it does take a lot of time before I share it with you on Facebook. Technology might be all that great, but it's sometimes slow. So I have to process my videos on the computer, and 5G might be all that great, but not really. It takes a long time. And so this ball can get as big as this. And then from there, you take it one string at a time and you make it more of a tighter spinning. And so this was some of the projects that we used to do here in the Hogan. And in my childhood, this is where I was raised. In my young mind, I could see all this that you see here in the Hogan, and it was a great time, and I will never forget it as long as I live. Ashaha.